We've got a Carney government. Looks like it's a strong minority, not a majority, but close to it. What are the economic risks and indeed internal as well as external risks that the Carney government's going to have to tackle in the next little while?
Yeah. By the way, they're at 169. They need 4 additional seats to get a majority and to have someone in the speaker's position. So I'd be amazed if they aren't already talking to people in the NDP and Bloc parties to see whether they can't get themselves over the line in that regard. But in terms of in terms of the economic challenges, and they are immense, I alluded to them before, and just to make this early point politically, Mark Carney presented himself as an agent for change and at the same time stability. So there was a kind of a contradiction there, but he managed to pull it off. But if he doesn't succeed, then people will start looking upon him as just a continuation of the Liberal government. And the next time he comes to the polls, it will be a 5th term. So he's got a barrier that he has to surmount. Now, in terms of the economy, I alluded to some of it before, but he has to deal with the profligate spending. He has to deal with the poor productivity, the fact that we were second to last amongst OECD countries in the last 10 years in growth of personal income, which was basically flat in Canada and up 20% in the United States. He simply must develop natural resources in a robust way so we can start developing overseas markets, getting to Tidewater. He doesn't want to, or he hasn't said he would, abrogate Bill C-69, the No Pipelines Bill, the cap on emissions, the tanker ban. So while he said he wants to develop natural resources, he hasn't said he would do anything to remove the regulatory and legislative impediments to the development. He also there's non-economic stuff like healthcare and crime and so on, but he has to deal with taxes, the fact that they're uncompetitive at the corporate level and unaffordable at the personal level, and yet he in his platform budget talked about an extra $130 billion added on to what Chrystia Freeland was going to spend. So we're up to about $250 billion in additional expenditures over the next 4 years, and no realistic sign of a balance down the road. So we could be hit with a downgrade in our credit rating. So the situation is somewhat dire. And as I said, they need to do things, but unfortunately, his whole political ideology about climate alarmism and government intervention and globalism and some of his woke stuff, which has economic implications too, raises questions about whether he's going to basically change his mind on all these cherished chivalrous and cherished beliefs to get the country moving, or not. And if he doesn't, we're all going to suffer from that. And if he does, what are his values, in fact? And what does he stand for?
Christian, we got about a minute before the break, but I wanted to get started on this. In Quebec, maybe answered what you've heard from Joe, but also love to hear, is there a possibility of agreements with Quebec on pipelines and intra-provincial trade, those kinds of issues?
Yes, I think I was going to go there to Tony. So first of all, the challenge is that, you have the same product, but different envelope. However, he committed to go with one project, one review in terms of mining and oil and gas development and so on and so forth. And also he spoke about pipelines. And when Blanchette said in the French debate that Quebecers were against pipelines, this is not true. if you get out of the great region of Montreal, most of the people are for a pipeline, and the majority of Quebecers are. And now they are even more keen on this, given that we no longer can trust the United States as we could before.